Hello everyone, you've probably heard about the new ECMAScript 2021. The feature is being announced earlier this year, although at the time of this video, it was only officially released about 9 days ago. So in this video, I do want to cover all the new features that comes with the ECMAScript 12 release, and let's get right into it. Okay, so the first feature we're going to be looking at is the ReplaceAll method for the string. It's very similar to the replace method we used to be using. It also takes into arguments. The first argument is a regular expression or a string, and the second argument is a string or a callback function that returns a replacement string. What's new about this one is that you can use first argument as a string for full replacement, meaning that all of the string that matches within the root string will be replaced with a second argument. So we can see an example below. I have a my string. It's called TypeScript is cool. I like TypeScript. And with the replace all method, we want to replace the TypeScript with JavaScript. And the end result will be JavaScript is cool. I like JavaScript. All the TypeScript string are being replaced by JavaScript. Okay, so the second new feature is the PromiseAny method. It's quite similar if you're familiar with the PromiseAll method, PromiseRace method. They're quite similar in some fashion. They all take in iterable of promise object as an argument. So in the example down below, you can see in the PromiseAny, we can use array of promises, and this one actually works quite the opposite from PromiseAll method. If you remember, the PromiseAll method will only resolve the fulfilled data when all of the promise are fulfilled. If any of the promise is getting rejected, the promise will reject. So PromiseAny works opposite to that. So it will resolve when any one of the promise is fulfilled. Probably the first one, the quickest one fulfilled, will resolve the data from it. And it will reject when all of the promises are rejected. And at the end of that, it will return a aggregate error. Next one we're going to be looking at is the private class features that come with ES12. And you can now create a private field using the hashtag prefix in the name. And what's different from the public field or method is that the private method or the field, they cannot be deleted and they cannot be referenced outside of the class scope. In the example down below, you can see we have a class being declared, and you can see a private field that is being prefixed with hashtag symbol. And the private method is same as that, also uses hashtag prefix. So for example, if you're trying to store a private method inside of a variable outside of the class, it will have a reference error. And you can only use the private field or the private method inside of your class scope. So for example, you can use it in your constructor method for your class, and you can use it in some of the public methods inside of your class. As long as it's within your class object, it's fine. So the next feature is pretty straightforward, is the new numeric separator symbol. So we can now use underscore symbol in between any numbers to improve their readability. So any numbers means that you can use it inside of decimal, inside of binary number or hex number. So any number is okay. And as you can see on the left side of the screen, we have a 1 billion, but if you haven't counted the zeros, you probably have to count the zeros to be sure if it's 1 billion or 100 million. But with the numeric separator, you can clearly see that it's 1 billion just from looking at it without actually counting the zeros. This numeric separator does come with 3 limitations. You cannot use underscore more than once in a row in a number, and you cannot use it at the end of the number, for example, the end of 3000. You cannot use the underscore after the leading zero. For example, if we have a zero at the start of the number, you cannot use right after the zero. And if you break any of those limitations, it will result in a syntax error. So watch out for that. The last new feature we're going to be looking at is the logical assignment, specifically the logical AND, OR, and nullish assignment operator. Let's look into each one in more detail. So here I have 3 different examples for each of them. So let's look at the first one, the logical AND assignment operator. So basically what this is equivalent to is that only when A is a truthy value, A will be assigned to 2, otherwise it will return A. The logical OR assignment operator is kind of the opposite of the logical AND. So only if the A is not a truthy value, the A will be assigned to 2. And for the last one, the nullish assignment operator, the A will only be assigned to 2 when A is a nullish value, meaning that A has to be either a null value or an undefined in order to have the 2 being assigned to it. And that's all the new features that you need to know in ES12. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video and would like to see more related content, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment below. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.